Yo, YouTube, what is up? Radar 25 back in with my co-host, Michael Funtime Mania.
What up, Marks?
Guys, Hell in the Cell 2020 just happened. We're here live in the studio, live to tape in the studio, the Radar 25 studios. We're going to go over each and every matchup of this show, including, very quickly, the pre-show kickoff match, which was useless. Not much to talk about there, but we'll get over that really quickly. Overall, it was highlighted by three very, very good matches, the Hell in the Cell matches. Everything else in the show was not good, other than the three Hell in the Cell matches. We had a couple title changes, a betrayal, a lot going on in all these matches, tremendous storytelling from the top to the bottom in these Hell in the Cell matches, big payoffs all over the place in three. It was a 3-match show is what it was, Hell in the Cell 2020. We're going to get into all of it, give you our grades. Now remember, on these recap of these pay-per-views, these men and women are putting their lives on the lines, especially in these gimmick Hell in the Cell matches. They're going all out, all they can do to win titles, win the match, but also receive as many random enhancement talent individuals that we pick. So Hell in the Cell 2020 was no different than any other one that we've done. They all put their bodies on the line to get as many Ludwig Borgas as possible. And Ludwig Borga is an interesting one. He became an enhancement guy because of the fact he was pushed heavily in the beginning, but nobody was really buying it. Nobody's really liked the gimmick, and it just didn't really work out. So that's the guy we're picking.
And he sucked in the ring. He couldn't wrestle.
Yeah, he sucked in the ring, obviously. Yeah, it tends to be the Achilles heel of guys that get pushed like this and then fall off. So Ludwig Borga was the guy everybody was going for last night. Each match is going to get a certain amount of Ludwig Borgas. So we'll jump into it. But before we do, we got to take care of a little business as per usual. In the description section below, you got the links for Amazon, Honor Club, Fight TV. You got highspots.com as well. Shop through High Spots for wrestling merchandise and all that kind of stuff. Amazon, buy whatever you want, but use the links in the description. It kicks back towards the channel. You got the Honor Club. Sign up to the Honor Club. Kicks back towards the channel. Buy a pay-per-view on Fight TV, wrestling, MMA, boxing, whatever you guys want. Kicks back towards the channel. All that out of the way. Let's jump into the next part of business. Follow the Instagram, the Twitch, my Twitter. Hit us up in the Discord description. In the description section below is the sub channel, the link for the sub channel. Also, hit up your boy on TikTok. TikTok is blowing up, son. So hit me up on there. Check out my videos on TikTok. And without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video. Oh, almost forgot the most important thing. How am I going to forget this? If you're watching this video and you like this video, smash the like button, hit the notification bell so you guys will learn when new videos drop. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Remember to like this video, comment on this video, share this video with your friends, let them know about the channel, help the channel grow. Really do appreciate it. Now, that is all the business out of the way. Let's jump right into it. Our recap and review of Hell in the Cell 2020. And Hell in the Cell 2020 started off with a pre-show kickoff show match. You know, we don't give a lot of love to the pre-shows. You know, makes a lot of sense as to why we don't
deserve it.
So I'm not even gonna put a picture of it in the back behind us. That's how much we don't really care about it. It was 24/7 championship. Drew Gulak going against the 42-time champion in R-Truth. Why I think it's even worse when they make this title defended in ring. I think it makes it even worse. It's a gimmick title. It's supposed to be done in random spots, in obscure locations, everyday life type locations, stuff like that. Grocery stores, beaches, you know, wherever in the back of the Home Depot. You can do whatever you want. So they had it in the ring. The match, was nothing special here. It's gonna get 0. It's the first on the channel. 0 Ludwig Borgas for this match because nobody cared about it. R-Truth got the win. That's it. He's still your champion. Whatever. Let's get on to the actual show with the first match of the night. Surprisingly, this was a breaking news that happened on the pre-show right before the pay-per-view started. Who was going to start off the show? Remember, they had 3 Hell in the Cell matches, so they were going to stagger each Hell in the Cell, one in the beginning, one in the middle, one in the end. The first one to show up is Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in the I Quit Hell in the Cell match. Now, you can see by the picture behind us who stands tall at the end. Your boy Roman Reigns. It was just rough. I mean, this was a beatdown. This is a beatdown. Now,
another beatdown.
Yeah, another beatdown. Now, we all knew that this was going to be the most technically sound and top wrestling match of the 3 Hell in the Cell matches. This was all story behind it, so it didn't have to be. It was just a lot of like punches, kicks, you know, a lot of that stuff, spears, Superman punches, weapons used. They had a leather strap that for some reason that was there. They used it. Yeah, Jey used that to choke out Roman at one point in the match. But this was an obliterate. I mean, like So the Clash of Champions match between the two last month was mostly dominated by Roman, with a couple spots by Jey to kind of get the upper hand. This was similar. Jey had a little bit more in this match than he did in the Clash of Champions match. He did. But overall, tremendous match. But obviously, the story is what propels this to the rating that it's going to get. And the consensus between me, Michael, is that it gets 4 Ludwig Borgas on this match. This is all story. Now, the match, they tried to end it. Officials, you had Adam Pearce makes this obligatory, he has to show up. He has to show up. He has to be there.
In
no
his
matter
contract, he has to be in every show all the time.
Yeah, at least one time he has to show up. He shows up here. He's destroying Jey Uso, and then he's not letting Jey Uso. Jey Uso's obviously not going to quit, so he's not going to let up. He takes Jey Uso. He puts him. He drapes his head over the apron, hits him with a drive-by drop kick. Puts the stairs next to his head, hits him with another drive-by drop kick. He's about to smash the steel steps on Jey Uso's face when his brother comes in. Jimmy Uso slides in there, kind of shields his brother from the attack, and then we get the most interesting part of the match. Now, you could say the match drew out a little bit longer because there's a lot of moments where they stopped and it was a lot of talking, right? Yes, a lot of facial emotions and just talking from Roman and Jey. Now, Jimmy is over the body of Jey trying to save his brother. And then he keeps pleading with Roman, like, we love you, man. This is our family. I don't know what's wrong with you. What's going through?
But real names, Josh and John. They kept saying real names.
Exactly.
Throw that deep family vibe into it. The realistic part of it.
Using the Joe and all that stuff like that. It was all that. And then out of nowhere, Roman drops to his backside, sits down, and he starts to weep for his cousins. And then he he had Jimmy pull out his hands for to give for Roman to grab his hand like that, shake his hand, which he does. And I thought this was funny, I'm not gonna lie. In turn, while he's doing that, he just grabs Jimmy, puts him in a chokehold, and chokes his ass out. And here comes Jey, says I quit, just to save his brother from the choke that he's in. And Roman Reigns stands tall. I mean, this was tremendous storytelling from top to bottom. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm super interested to see where it goes from here, because after the match, Alpha and Sika would be at the top of the ramp waiting for Roman. They would put the chief lay over his head on his neck, and he would celebrate with Alpha and Sika there. And in the ring, Jimmy and Jey distraught, knowing they have to fall in line or they're banished, shunned from the family.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, again, awesome storytelling, just great storytelling. It's so good because it's real. It's it's definitely real. They're all family. They're all connected. It's an important thing to be part of in Samoan culture, be part of the family, and that's kind of like the main thing is family in the Samoan culture. And the work, the facials, just like the talking from everybody involved was awesome. I loved he was crying, and I was like, oh, they're gonna shake this up. He's the tormented heel, like he's just like he doesn't know what he's doing, blah blah, and Paul Heyman is in the background lurking, and he does such a good job of just like sitting there like, what have I created? I think there's like I'm creating a monster. Like he's not sure if he's cool with it, but the way his facials are great. Just the storytelling was amazing. The wrestling was whatever it was, but the storytelling was amazing. And that's why we gave it 4, because just the storytelling was so impactful. Great facials, great work. It was amazing job by everybody involved. And Roman is the best heel. Like he's gone from being. We always wanted to be a heel. We all hated him because he was like the forced babyface. They're forcing him down everybody's throat. Now he's the best heel in the company. It's not even close. And so he's been only back like a month and a half. He's already like way better than he's ever been. And I'm excited to see where he goes, what's going to happen next, what's going to happen on Friday, what's his next thing. Is he going to use the Usos? I mean, it was awesome. I thought it was so good. I was kind of like, how is this the first match of the night? But they just opened the show and they killed it.
Hell of a way to start the show, and that's why we give it 4. Count them 4 Ludwig Borgas for this match. All storytelling involved, all that good stuff that was involved in this match. Tremendous match to start off the night. Start off Hell in the Cell 2020. Still, your Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Let's see what happens on Friday with the Usos and Roman Reigns going forward. Alpha and Sika. Let's see if they show up. The Tribal Chief. Let's see if they acknowledge them, fall in line, or they get banished from the family. We'll see what happens. But let's get on to the next match of the night, and that was Elias versus Jeff Hardy, a match that was set up on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, Elias still thinks Jeff Hardy hit him with the car, even though we all know it was Sheamus, but he's being a heel. The match itself was what it was. It ended in a disqualification where Jeff Hardy used Elias's own guitar to hit him with it, and that was the end of that. there's nothing much here, to be honest with you. There really isn't much.
No.
It's a feud that we didn't see. Well, I mean, we kind of forgot about, right? Because Elias had been gone for such a long time. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy ended their feud a few months back, so we forgot about all this. They're on different shows now. It kind of just traveled. Where is Sheamus and all this on top of that too, right? Where is Sheamus?
And he's on Raw, so you figured he'd be in the middle of it, but no, not there.
Yeah, it was a whatever match with a ending that we didn't really care about. So that's pretty much all there is to that. Yeah.
And we gave it how many?
We gave this. You guys ready for this? We gave this match 1 Ludwig Borga.
One.
Just one.
There wasn't much here. It was quick. It was kind of pointless. The match in the ring wasn't anything to write home about. And then we feel sympathy for the heel because he got knocked out by a freaking by his own guitar by the baby face. So whatever.
Yeah.
We're a little confused. We'll see where this goes. Maybe they'll pick it up. But I want to see more concerts. That would have got a 5.
Yeah, it would have had a concert. Now his album does come out on Monday. Surprisingly, Monday Night Raw. You know, it comes out. Get it on iTunes and all that other stuff. Spotify. All right, but that gets 1 Ludwig Borga. Let's move on to the next match. We had Miz versus Otis for the Money in the Bank contract. Okay, they both came out with their partners. So Otis comes out with Tucker, even though they're on different brands now, but we'll see what happens with that during this match. You have Miz and Morrison coming out together. This match set up doing the Law and Otis segment on SmackDown where JBL was the judge. Miz bribed him, gets this match. The match, not much there to talk about with a match of total, but interesting ending of this match. You have John Morrison being banished from ringside by the referee because he tried to use the Money in the Bank contract to hit Otis. Then, out of nowhere, towards the end of the match, you see Tucker, none other than Tucker of Heavy Machinery, formerly known as Heavy Machinery, no longer together because they got split up by the brands.
Tucky
betrays Otis, hits him with the Money in the Bank contract, allowing Miz to pin Otis and now become Mr. Money in the Bank for the second time. Remember the first time he had it, he cashed it in on Randy Orton as champion and then went on to win that championship and face John Cena at WrestleMania for that to defending that championship against John Cena at WrestleMania 27. So we had a lot going on here. The betrayal from Tucker on Otis, and then Miz being Mr. Money in the Bank. Later on, they would have an interview with Miz and Morrison in the back celebrating. Here comes Tucker, explains why he did it. He said he always had to carry Otis in the matches, be the workhorse. He had to step out of the spotlight for Otis. He was the one that got Otis to, get the courage to go ask out Mandy Rose. He's always been there, basically been Otis's caretaker and just his sidekick the entire time while Otis took the whole spotlight from him. Here comes Otis, attacks Miz and Morrison, and then he brawls with Tucker. Tucker, flees away. So we'll see what happens now. They're on separate brands, so obviously the draft means absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Will we say a payoff? We get the storyline. It's a natural storyline. I just feel bad for Otis because I thought beginning of the year, here's a guy that kind of came out of nowhere and had the hottest storyline for the longest time, and everybody felt good about him. He was a fun, quirky, fat guy, everyday type of guy that everybody got behind. And it sucks that he won the Money in the Bank, and now he's just kind of been flat for 4 months, and it's not really his fault. He's still entertaining, he's still fun, but the booking committee or the writers couldn't get it for him. So it kind of sucks. It ends like this, but will we see a payoff? Will El Gran Gordo make a comeback, and that's where he's on Raw and take out Tucky? I don't know. We'll see where that goes, but it also sucks. You broke up a fun tag team in an era where there isn't any tag teams, and we have 2 sets of belts, and they're pretty useless, and there's no tag teams that really are worthy of even holding them. Even the guys holding them now, I don't even know if we enjoy them as tag team champions, but whatever. It is what it is. But the Miz is Money in the Bank, and part of my plan is almost halfway there.
Yeah, your plan was that Miz would win this and then cash in the heavyweight championship match, which is now set up to be the main event of the night of Hell in the Cell.
It is.
But like the biggest thing coming from this, it's obviously Tucker and Otis, the betrayal of by Tucker on Otis. Will they face each other again? This means the draft means absolutely nothing. This is why I don't understand why they do the draft when they do it. They pick the oddest times to do it. I know you can never find a time where there's no storylines, but pick and choose your battles here, because if you're gonna do the draft and make it seem like they're actually competing brands against each other, why have storylines intertwined like this? Keep guys in the same show. Like, don't do it day of, like, you know what, separate heavy machinery, send Tucker to Raw. We'll see what happens with that.
Like.
And then that's what happens. Like, you do that kind of stuff, and then this stuff happens right here, and then you're kind of like in a weird spot. Does Otis still show up on Raw, and what does Tucker do? Like, you know.
So basically, what they did was they wrote himself into a corner. That's like the number one thing of writing a story is like, don't book yourself into a corner that kind of ruins the rest of the continuity. And that's what they literally did with this. They just come up with things, and then the next day it's like, oh well, screw that, because we don't, screws up our plans going forward. How about you plan it out? A couple months before.
A couple months before to figure it out. But let's get to our grading for this match. And this match will get one sole Ludwig Borga.
Yeah.
It's the best we could do. It's the best we could do. It is.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
It is disappointing. We'll see what Miz does with the Money in the Bank when he cashes it in, if he does cash it in at the end of the show, or if he doesn't, and we'll see what he does with that. Now, let's get to the next Hell in the Cell match. We had Bayley, your SmackDown Women's Champion for over 380 days, going against Sasha Banks, the challenger, her former best friend, who Bayley betrayed with the chair. All right, so we've seen Bayley and Sasha go at it a numerous amount of times. Yeah. They had that great NXT Brooklyn match for the championship, which I was there in attendance for. It was one of the best matches I've seen in person. They had the great Iron Woman match they had after that, and they've been multiple tag team champions and all this stuff like that. So they've been together for a while. We've seen them over and over again have battles, and surprisingly, they never get worse as they go along. Normally you see people together a lot, like you see Randy and John Cena so many times, and then you get tired of it. But when it comes to Bayley, Sasha Banks, it doesn't seem to happen. So this match did not disappoint. There was a couple hiccups here and there with this match. Ian, as you see behind us, Sasha, your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, they brought in weapons, they brought in kendo sticks, they brought in a ladder here, and there's a lot of hiccups where like they were trying to build the kendo sticks in certain ways, like wedge them in between the stairs.
It was Becky the Builder. She started building things.
Yeah, it was odd.
She had tape, and it was like, she was trying to kill time, and the camera was trying to pan off of her, go back to Sasha. It was all kind of a mess. And then at one point she tapes up kendo sticks. She makes like a little tripstick. I don't know what the hell she was trying to do. I thought she was gonna do like
she ended up tripping herself. She tripped herself.
Yeah, like it was weird. I thought she was taping together to do like some crazy Darth Maul double lightsaber thing.
Yeah,
that's what I thought she was gonna do, but no, she did that, and then they didn't even use them, right? I don't even remember her falling into them.
No. Well, her biggest mistake was that when she tried to put the two candlesticks together and tape them, she had to overlap them more, so the thicker sides there, and then use a ton of tape for them to actually stay together for a long. But that didn't work out, so it was a disaster there. But they used the ladder here for a splash on top of Sasha, which she ended up moving. Bayley landed boom with the chair first on the ladder. A lot going on here with the weapons that were involved, but overall the match was very, very well done. And I kind of thought, I believe I predicted that Sasha was going to win this match. And I think it was the right move. Her title run for Bayley has gone on long, 380 something days, over a year. And who else possibly on the brand as it sits right now could take this title from her? I don't think anybody else could. But like I said, overall the match was very, very well done. Very, very emotional match between both women. And I'm not a huge fan of Sasha as a heel, but I mean, as babyface, as babyface, I think she's more of a heel, but you can't have both of them as heels. And Bayley's been so much better on the main roster as a heel than she was babyface. So I guess we're gonna have a babyface champion. Now, this makes Sasha Banks a Grand Slam champion. 4 championships she's won. She has the Raw, SmackDown Women's titles, NXT, and the tag titles. So she's a Grand Slam champion. So shout out to Sasha Banks, your new SmackDown Women's champion.
Again, good match, solid. Everything was good. It told a good story. The only reason why this match isn't going to get a higher rating is because of all the Bayley, the builder stuff.
Yeah,
was too
all
much
that
going
stuff.
on.
Yeah,
they were building like in with ladders, in between chairs and kendo sticks. It was like, what are we doing? Just get the match going. Use the kendo stick. There's all these setting it up for stuff. There was one weird spot where Sasha was going to do her frog splash, and then Bayley just has the chair holding it. It's like you didn't see her put the chair on there. Like it was right next to her. Like maybe move it. I don't know. It's just dumb things unlogical things that always upset me. But no. Give it credit, Sasha. I thought Bayley should have held the belt longer. I don't know. I just loved her.
I mean, 380 is a long time.
I know, but like you could go 2 years. You could do like Hogan.
You could, yeah, but still, I'm not sure people are down with that stuff. Yeah,
I would have done it. There's not really anybody else that really is better than her. She kind of still deserves to be champion in my book. I would have kept that going and kind of build this storyline even longer. I'm sure it's not done yet. But I just feel like maybe pushing Sasha from underneath would have been better, made her a better babyface because she's not the greatest babyface in the world, and would have elevated Bayley being more of a even better heel. But it was a good match. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good match. Just those Bailey the Builder stuff, which is kind of just really annoying. But
yeah.
All right, what do we give it, my friend?
But before we give it the rating, I want to say one thing. In the beginning of the match, where the cell is coming down, the chair that Bailey has is kicked out of her hand. The one she keeps walking out to the ring with, kicks out of her hand, flies out of the cage, and she's upset by it. Like, there aren't other chairs underneath the ring. Like, that chair had nothing special about it. It was already dented pretty much. It had some spray paint on it. But that's interesting spot where she used to spray paint on Sasha when she laid Sasha across the but it was terrible spray paint because it didn't last like whatsoever. You couldn't even notice she had it on afterwards. So but
I was like fugazi.
Yeah, like some real shitty spray paint they had. But let's get to the rating. This match will get 3 1/2 Ludwig Borgas. We can't be giving out 4s nonstop. You know, the story with the Roman and Jey was just so good. That's why I got 4 Ludwig Borgas. Yeah. But we're gonna give this one 3.5 just because little missteps with the little building and all that other stuff that they did right there. That was like nonsensical and pointless to the match. So that's why it's gonna get 3.5 Ludwig Borgas for us. Mm-hmm. Yes. So your new SmackDown Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. Let's get on to the next match of the show, which was an impromptu match that was announced on the kickoff show by Mustafa Ali of Retribution.
It didn't have to happen.
That he was giving the challenge to the Hurt Business. You could face any member of the Hurt Business. It faces any member of Retribution. Now, the Hurt Business would come out and say that they were going to pick Bobby Lashley because he's like the CEO and all that stuff like that, and make it a United States Championship match on top of that. Now, the person they decided to choose from Retribution was the guy with the funny looking mask.
Yeah. Well,
pick your yeah. This is shuffling. Like, who are you gonna pick right there? Because they all have stupid ass looking masks.
Yeah, like,
but
I don't know.
They ended up picking none other than Casey Jones, aka Slapjack. Slapjack versus Bobby Lashley. This was a horseshit match, horseshit angle. You know,
just like, why do they keep burying this Retribution? Like, they keep burying them. It's so bad that literally Her Business was like, you know what? They're so non of a threat that we're gonna put our title on the line just because we really give 2 craps about any of you guys. You're not worthy, so we don't really care. We got the alpha male over here, freaking Bobby Lashley. Doesn't matter who you. It's like you're making him look even weaker. You're making him look. Exactly. And then you had this match which was like crap, and it was basically just a bunch of Bobby Lashley destroying Slap Ass the entire match. Basically, he wins the match, so you lost again. You lost 3 straight or twice, and you got your ass kicked by the Fiend last week. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. Slapjack taps out to the full Nelson, the Hurt Lock or whatever they call it. So this is a disaster. You're burying this team from the start. They got Mustafa Ali, right? Announced as their leader. We thought they were gonna get a big push after that against the Hurt Business. They canceled their segment on Monday Night Raw during the day of the draft. The following week, they get taken out by the Fiend single-handedly. They cut their promo in the back, and they lose that match against the Hurt Business with I believe T-Bar tapping out. T-Bar. The only one to not tap out was Mustafa Ali and Mace, right? So this was terrible. They have him tap out. Then here comes Retribution to attack. You have Mace and T-Bar attacking Bobby Lashley in the ring, and then they get thrown out. Here comes Mustafa Ali in the ring, but the entire Hurt Business comes in. So Mustafa Ali cowers and runs away. And
the best part was Bobby Lashley took out Predator guy and Teabag all by himself as well. Like they were tagging up on him and he still beat them up. And then the heels were retreating. Like the Retribution were just retreating and
technically Her Business are heels too. So makes no sense.
You're supposed to be this group that's supposed to take over WWE and destroy everything. Yeah. Hell, it was finally they were on a pay-per-view for the first time in like the 3 months they've been here. So at least that was the start. But Jesus, I mean, what are we booking over here?
This is bad. This is bad stuff.
Like, we're like they're not a threat. Their whole point is we're supposed to destroy the system, and they're completely a joke and pathetic. Maybe that's the whole point of it, is to like don't mess with the WWE's corporate stature. You know, that's
could
basically
be
us or other people that are against their their billions. That's, and they're just can't F you to everybody. That's probably what they're doing.
Pretty much. It's been a disaster. Also, check out Mace's pants, because he came out with these new pants here. It's on my TikTok. I put it on my TikTok, right? So just check that out. Also follow the TikTok on top of that. But check it out. He has some really hilarious looking pants on. Makes the just team look even dumber than they already do with the mask and stuff like that. Why is Mia Yim, aka Reckoning, part of this group? She does absolutely nothing. She doesn't attack any women whatsoever.
Not much Reckoning going on.
It doesn't help out with the guys. Nothing. So Retribution done. Just throw that shit in the garbage and just revamp everybody. Send these guys back to NXT. Send Dijakovic back. Send Shane Thorne back, send Mia Yim, send her back, have him kick ass on NXT and figure something out for Ali, because this is a disaster. Now let's get to our ratings. It's gonna get 0. Zero. The second zero right there. The second one. The second 0 of the night. Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack. Whatever. It sucked. Let's get to the next thing. It's the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for WWE Championship inside Hell in a Cell. You would have Randy Orton sneak up behind Drew McIntyre in the sweatpants and the hoodie that, he'd wear to attack Drew McIntyre from behind. They would brawl on the outside. Finally get into the ring. The match would start. The match was good. It was a very good match. It's the best out of the ones that they've had. The last 3 matches they had. Yeah. It's the best one. Sure. It's a lot better than the ambulance match. Not a lot of hoopla like it was before. Yeah. You had him get out of the ring. Randy Orton. They would fight. They would actually climb up. The only match to go on top of the Hell in the Cell here. They brawl up there. You have Drew McIntyre falling off the side of the cell, similar to how Shawn Michaels did when he took on Undertaker in '97. He hits off, takes the bump right off the side of the cage through the table. You see behind us, Randy Orton is your new WWE champion. No cash in from The Miz here, which I was surprised about. I think it would have been a better ending to the show to have Miz cash in on Drew McIntyre. But Randy Orton, I think at this point, he's had a million championship runs, but I think he really deserves this 14th one. He's put in such good work the past few months with the whole Edge stuff, and then going
year, man.
This past entire year. Yeah, you're right.
Since the beginning of the year, he's been just the hottest act on in the company. I mean, it's not really even been that close.
Yeah, it hasn't been that close. He's been top notch, top to bottom. You have Drew McIntyre going on how long is it? About an 8-month run?
Well, I would say March to now, so about 7-8 months.
7-8 months. So it's been a pretty solid run for Drew McIntyre. It has been hampered the fact with the whole lockdown. There's no fans in the arena. Yeah. Can't really gauge too much how his title run has gone, because a lot of the times fan interaction, fan reaction is what causes.
Adds to it.
Yeah, it adds to the where the title standing is at that point. But I'm assuming Drew McIntyre will win it back. Obviously, I don't know if does this set up Edge Randy for the title. What does Miz do? Does he cash it in on Randy again like he did all those years ago? It's a lot of interesting things that can go here, but the big bump off the table was the biggest spot off the cage into the table was the biggest spot of the night in terms of the Hell in the Cell matches. I would have to say this is out of the 3. This isn't the best one. This falls 3rd place out of the 3 Hell in the Cell matches of the night. I think number 1 would have to be Roman and Jey. 2 would be the women's match, and then this match would be the 3rd one.
I mean, it's not far behind. It wasn't bad by any means, but yeah, it was like of the three. It was number 3.
Yeah, but you can see how different the cage is now. When they get up there, it seems way more reinforced, the flooring. Remember before he used to step and he used to dip down hard as hell.
If you look at Taker and Mick Foley in the 98 King of the Ring, the thing is like dancing there.
Yeah. Even when you had Cactus and Triple H up there, the Royal Rumble, that thing was like, it was bouncing a lot. But overall, very, very solid match. And Randy Orton, you're new. He would duck the Claymore kick and then hit an RKO and win the match that way. So he's again 14-time world champion.
Yeah, congrats to Randy. He's tied for second most with Triple H. So great, and he deserves it. He's one of the best of all time, future Hall of Famer for sure. The match was great. Third most. Well, but they're tied for second or something. I think.
They're tied for third because I think John Cena has 15 or 16.
I think he's 16 time. I think he's tied with Rick for number 1.
Oh, so technically, he's second place. Yes, you're right.
Don't question my stats, guy. I'm the stats guy over here. No, but good match. I like the way that Drew lost the match, but he went through the table. He took a beating. He had internal bleeding, Ken Shamrock style. So that was good, and he still fought even after he hit the Claymore kick. He still had some fight in him, so that showed that he was a real fighting champion and wasn't going to be defeated easy. And Ryan had to basically kill him, and that's basically what he did. But yeah, great run by Drew. Drew was a great champ. It sucks that he didn't get his time to shine with crowds all over the world, all over the country, just praising him, because I think regardless of no crowd or crowd, I think it was a great run. I think he had great matches. I think he faced a bunch of different type of talents. I think he did a great job. If there was a crowd, it would have been that much better. There's no doubt in my mind he'll be champion again. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins at Mania again. Hopefully we have a crowd. I wouldn't surprise me. But great match. Definitely excited to see what Randy does next. It could lead to him and Edge. I don't know if Edge is, really deserves just to come back after an injury, but he is Edge, so it'll still work.
Yeah.
But it's the most logical thing is to go Randy Edge. But again, when's Edge come back? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, it is. When does Edge come back? How does he come back? Does he come back at a pay-per-view? Does he come back and immediately challenge for the title? Will Randy even still be champion by the time Edge comes back? We don't know his exact timeline and when he's planning on coming back. After that, also Miz is the wild card there. He has the Money in the Bank contract.
True,
so lots to go there. And yeah, does McIntyre get an immediate, Monday Night Raw rematch? Like they do that sometimes, or does he get at the next pay-per-view? We'll see what happens. Next pay-per-view is Survivor Series, so who knows if the title's even on the line, because they may do men's cross brand versus brand matches and women's brand, so there may not even be title matches on the show. Sometimes they do, like they've done the one where they have the champion from Raw face the champion from SmackDown, so it'd be Randy versus a heel Roman, which is pretty interesting right there. That's a pretty interesting match. But let's get to how many Ludwig Borgas this match got. 3 Ludwig Borgas right here, 3 of them. Yeah. 3. We said, so we gave the first Hell in the Cell 4. We gave the second one 3.5. This one gets 3, so it is the third of the third best of 3 Hell in the Cell matches on the night, and that is Hell in the Cell 2020, our recap and review. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. Hit us in the comment section below what you guys thought of the pay-per-view as a whole. What do you guys think of the outcomes of every match, and how bad are they burying Retribution? How useless is that group right now? So
they're so useless.
Super useless. Appreciate you guys for watching. Remember to share, like this video, all that good stuff. Hit the links in the description section below. And that's it. Appreciate you guys for watching. Remember, if it doesn't work, you better not do the job.
Later, Marks.